Welcome back to the garage. This is the final installment on this Suzuki Quad Sport, and I'm going to do a standalone video. We are going to replace the carrier in the rear end here. Let's go over to the bench, and the customer bought all new parts, bought a brand new carrier, got a bearing kit with it. That's a new sleeve. These are the seals. The bearings that came with it are in the freezer. They're freezing. Bought a new case saver, new rear sprocket, new chain, new rear disc, and rear pads. So let's get cracking on getting this thing finished so we can take it for a ride. So you can see here that I've already done a little bit of work on here. I took the snap ring off because I was curious of what the deal was with this nut, and I'm still not sure how this nut works. I guess I'll know a little more once I pull it off and inspect everything. But I also took the bolts out of the sprocket. I did that off camera. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the rear caliper. I'm going to remove the clamp up here, and we're going to take this off. And then we are going to, we're gonna have to remove the disc. I'm gonna take the wheels off. Let's get going on that. All right, let's, that's not even tight. We got a 10 mil, we'll pull the pads out. Pretty corroded. You guys can see those. They need to be cleaned up and lubed. Take a look at these pads. Now the pads don't look bad. Pads don't look bad, but they are worn at an angle. And I'll tell you what, the hub is rusty. Alright, that's off. Let's get the spacers off. This hub right here is also loose, needs to be tightened. We'll take care of that. Alright, let's slide this off now. Take a look at this nut. I really don't understand how this thing's supposed to tighten. I'll have to look into that later. You can see the sprocket's got pretty good lean to it. Junk. All right. The hub. I'm thinking the axle probably should just slide right out now. Let's see. Okay, so it's going to be one of those deals, huh? Great. All right. Ooh, this baby's rusty. Still don't want to come out. I hope this thing don't fight me the whole way. Probably going to. All right, let's remove the snap ring on this side. I might have to fish. I might have to push it that way. Let's see. There we go. All right, disc is off. bit of lube on this just in case. Might help. Might help it slide through. Alright, we got it. Here's the axle. Doesn't look too bad. I think we can clean it up and reuse it. Alright guys, this is why I had the owner of the bike get a new rear disc. It is seriously bent. And I'm pretty sure that I might have hit a rock or something at some point. So we got a new one to replace it. Alright guys, take a look at this. The swing arm is cracked. And it's cracked all the way through. That needs welding. I gotta call the customer and tell them I don't think this stops what I have to do. It's not going to interfere with anything that I'm gonna do. They'll just have to grind a little bit of a V in there and then fill it with weld, and it should be fine. But yeah, that's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna continue on, but I am gonna call them right now and let them know. I wire weld the hub. I am going to go and put the rotor on now, and I'm going to use Loctite on the screws. I'll do that off camera. The brake disc is on the hub. Good to go. All right, the hub, all wire wheeled. Ready for this guy. I'll do it in the vise, I'll come back. Sprocket is on this hub now. I wire welded it all up, it's all nice and clean. I put Loctite on these. This one here is all wire wheeled, all nice. Loctite on those. I just want to show you guys something real quick. Whoever put this axle in, or I should say this carrier in the last time, screwed up on it. And you can see this seal right here. How far in it's pressed. The seal really should be flush with this outside surface. And it's pushed all the way in against the bearing. And let me just show you what that does when I put this in there. You can see I'm hitting against the bearing, but the seal isn't really doing anything. It's only grabbing on this one small little section here on the end. See, once again, once it hits, the seal should be out here flush, meaning the seal would be all the way up against this hub, just about, and it's not. So that's one reason why this carrier went, because water was getting in there, and they didn't put that seal in right. This side here, you can see, is flush. This side's right, the other side's wrong. So figured I'd show you guys that so you can get an idea of what not to do. All right, we're gonna do the bearings now. This bearing's been in the freezer for like 3 days. So we're ready to go. And we're just gonna tap it in. Now the sound changed, so I'm pretty sure it's seated now. She's all the way in. If you guys want to take a peek, see that? Down the side there. All right, we're gonna do the other side now. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna do this side. First of all, you want to make sure that you put your spacer sleeve in there. You do not want to forget that, because putting that in once the you are not getting that back in there once the bearings are in. Now it changed sound, and we're completely seated. And if you look inside, you can see the sleeve there. And if I spin this bearing, you can see the sleeve spins with it. What the sleeve does is allows you to compress on these bearings without destroying the balls, because the sleeve will keep will allow you to push the inner races together and hold them firm without destroying the ball bearings. All right, let's pop the seals in now. All right, guys, here's the axle. I wire wheeled it. Looks pretty good. I think we're in good shape. These things are chromoly plated. Chromoly is like a hard plating, and it's very how do I say? It doesn't corrode at all, or corrosion preventive, or I don't know. Anyways, you could probably throw this thing in the ocean for a couple of weeks and it wouldn't even rust because of the coating it has on it. There's a serial number on here. Let's just get a look at it, because we need to order a new axle nut, and that is the serial number if you guys can see it. Anyway, all cleaned up. Let's get the carrier out of these swing arm. Grab the big guy. And that's just weird. Huh. Two different sockets. Maybe it was in there. There's the carrier, and these bearings don't even turn. I mean, they're frozen solid. Junk. Let's grab the other one and put it in. Alright, here's the new carrier. Slide that in. Alright, we're not going to tighten any of this up because we still have to adjust the chain. These are just adjusters. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stuff inside the seal with grease between the seal and the bearing. That'll keep water from getting in there, because these things get submerged. And when it comes to this stuff, you can never have too much grease. So don't think you're putting too much in there, because you're probably not. Alright, I am going to, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'm going to put the brake rotor on and put the lock ring in, and then we're going to slide it in from that side. Rotor's on. Show you what I got. There you go. Grease. Alright, slide it right in. Now, a lot of time with new bearings, you gotta tap them through. You don't need to kill it. They should go right in. That's one of the reasons why I grease them. There we go. And we're in. This is sprocket. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of grease down the side of this thing because it's a little bit rusty. Definitely grease this up. And a little bit right there. You should go right inside the seal, which you did. So we're good to go. Alright guys, the rear brakes. You have to take the parking brake off, which I think this thing might be rusted solid. We'll see. We'll see if I can back it off. I don't know. It's not looking promising. Anyway, this thing here is the piston. The only way you're gonna push it back is to take that off. Then you push it back with just a standard C-clamp. That's all. All right, we're going to. I took these. I hit them with a wire wheel, got all the rust off. I'm gonna put the pads in now. Pretty simple. Brand new pads. Just pop them in. There's one. There's two. Let's try to keep these from falling out. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put your standard brake pen lubricant. I'm going to put it on the pins so that they move freely. You should do this anyways. This is no different than a car, honestly. Let's drive these in. You don't have to kill them. Snug is good. One of those. Alright guys, me being me, I was able to fix this. I got it freed up. So, we'll be able to use it now. Alright, I just got to get the snap ring on here and then we can start tightening this up. Here's the ring. And we just need to get this guy on here. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've done enough of these to know that these are a pain in the ass. So let me grab a seat cleaner. There it is. Good as gold. All right, so what we're going to do now is we got to hold this and then turn the nut, and that will force the sleeve out. You can see the sleeve is coming out. My glove is stuck, and it will force it into that snap ring like it's supposed to. And that's how you put tension on it. Okay, the chain's on. I had to cut the chain. I probably took maybe 15 links out of it. It was, you know, as they always are, they're too long, and you know, you buy a 420 chain and you got to cut it to length. So the chain's in, master link's on. Keep us going the right direction, and I guess that's it. Let's put the tires on because it needs to be on its own weight in order to adjust the chain. So I'm going to do that now. Alright guys, this thing's all done. All that together. It's all ready to be picked up by the customer. I'm going to take it for a ride up the street. Make sure it goes through all the gears and everything's okay. And that's it. Give him a call and come get it. That's it. All done. That was good. All right, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and stay tuned for the next video.